Good morning and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today as always. And it's going to be a beautiful sunny day in St. Louis, Missouri today, and we are going to work. Hit that like button and subscribe before we begin. And today's topic is going to be, I forgot. If you want what you've never had, you have to do what you've never done. Or another way people say it is, if you want what others don't have, you have to do what others don't want to do. So if you're doing the same thing today you did yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that, why do you think your world is going to change? Why do you think your life is going to change? Why do you think you're going to change? If you just get up and go to work every day and complain about the boss, come home, sit on the couch, drink a beer or a soda or eat junk food, and watch TV and watch the news, which I would advise you to stay away from because it's more for entertainment value. They want you to be afraid. They want you to think the world's going to hell. There are many, many wonderful things that happen in the world every day, but they don't make headline news. But that's a topic for another video. We're talking about you changing your life. But first, you have to change what you're thinking. They say, whoever the infamous they are, that we have about 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day. But most people think the same thing they thought yesterday, and the day before that, the month before that, the year before that. Your thinking creates your actions, and your actions, and I'm saying entonces, I'm speaking Spanish here. I'm studying Spanish again, so your thinking creates your actions, and your actions create your world. It's what you do in life. If you think a thought long enough, you will take action on that thought. So how do you change your thinking? Well, if you keep watching and listening to the same things every day with someone else's agenda, because that's what's out there, every advertisement, all the news, everything is something else, is something somebody wants for you, not what you want necessarily. You may be convinced over a period of time through the subliminal programming that you want that, but inevitably it's someone else deciding for you. So why don't you try to program your own mind? Start reading books, start listening to YouTube channel, videos. There's so many ways you can put your own agenda in your mind. What do you want in life? You gotta ask yourself, do you know what you want? If you're complaining every day, that is the opposite of what you're complaining about something, okay? You want the opposite of that. Here's a good way to start. Write down everything you don't like about your life in one column, okay? Now put the opposite of that. That's what you need to focus on. That's what you need to think about. That's what you need to make affirmations about. And if you continue to affirm that your life is like that today, eventually you will start to believe it. Of course, it's a lie at first. But propaganda is nothing but a lie told over and over again. And as we can see in the world today, we have plenty of that going around. But I won't get into that because, well, let's just move right along from that subject. So you can do that to yourself, though, in a positive way, where you can make your dreams come true. Every one of you have a desire within you. You may not tell anybody because you're afraid everyone's going to think you're crazy, but you would not have that desire within you were you not capable of achieving it. I'm talking about a true desire, not some superficial thing that pops into your head one day when you're watching football and you think, I want to be a football star. Okay, I'm talking about that thing that kind of gnaws away, that eats at you, that you try to push down, and you give yourself all the reasons why you could never do it. Or you're afraid, I can't quit my job, I can't do that, how am I going to support my family? I'll do that when I graduate from college, I'll do that when I get a raise, I'll do that when the kids get out of school, etc., etc., etc. All these excuses you make to yourself to suppress that desire that is within you. I have a dog here. He's just like a little baby. So, excuse me. In here. Sit down. Wants to be in my lap all the time. If you can, I heard a joke the other day. Lock your woman and your dog in the closet and see which one's the most happy to see when you get home. Nothing against women. It's just a joke. Don't get all worked up about that. Okay, so figure out what you want. Write it down on a piece of paper. As I've said before, less than 1% of the population has written goals. Do you know why that is? Because once you write it down, it becomes real. People are afraid to write it down because if you keep it running around in your head, it's not tangible. It's like, well, that's not, when you don't take action toward it, it doesn't feel as bad, or you don't feel like you have to take action at all. What stops you from taking action? Your fear. What are you afraid of? I'm telling you, if you can just take a step in the direction through a little bit of fear, it'll get better as you go along. You'll become stronger and you will feel exhilarated and fulfilled. And you won't have to drink, you won't have to do drugs, you won't have to smoke cigarettes, you won't have to do any of those things. I'm not saying that as soon as you start moving towards your goals that you'll quit smoking cigarettes or drinking. But the point I'm making is these actions and these movements toward what you truly desire will fulfill you. You won't need to fill yourself with things such as that. Those are temporary fixes to suppress what you have within yourself, which is a desire to do something more, a desire for expansion. And until you satisfy that desire by taking action in that direction, you will continue to try to press it down, to suppress it, to give yourself all the reasons to justify, to rationalize why you're not doing what you came here to do, why you're not doing what you know you want to do. It's fear. Fear is always going to be there. You must step through the fear. Now, it disguises itself in many ways, such as, what am I going to do? I don't know how to do that. I have no idea who to contact. I have no idea who to talk to, what action to take. But you actually do know the first step. And in this case, the first step might be just writing down a goal towards your vision and making a plan to get there. Okay, you don't know how to make a plan, just write down the first step. Why do you want it? What can you do today? It may be as simple as just reading a book or making an affirmation and repeating it over and over and over again. I'm not talking about doing it for one day or 1 week. I'm talking about doing it until you start seeing things come to you that point you in the direction of where you need to go. And when those things come, they may not make rational sense, but you take a step in that direction. You will be intuitively guided in the direction you need to go, and you will know what you have to do. But fear is going to be there. You've got to be willing to step through that fear. And when you do, I'll guarantee you, you will feel a fulfillment and an exhilaration that you have never known. Try it. Contempt before investigation keeps a man in everlasting ignorance. Herbert Spencer. Okay, that's all I got time for today. Got to go to work. Have a great day because I'm going to.